Welcome to AI Briefing. The content of the briefing includes from ChatGPT to the AI Safety Summit, the year in AI. Nvidia closes in on chip revenue crown as AI booms. How Russian and Chinese interference could affect the 2024 US election. Real wolf warriors? China punches up private forces to guard overseas interests. Giant squid, anesthesia and pet slime, podcasts for fans of science and nature. From ChatGPT to the AI Safety Summit, the year in AI. The Independent. Artificial intelligence, AI, has become one of the biggest issues in the tech industry in 2023, driven by the rise of generative AI and apps such as OpenAI's ChatGPT. The public interest in generative AI models has pushed many of the world's largest tech companies to introduce their own chatbots or speak more publicly about their plans to use AI in the future, while regulators have increased debate around how countries should approach the opportunities and potential risks of AI. The UK government hosted the world's first AI Safety Summit, and the EU has agreed on its own rules around AI oversight. Nvidia closes in on chip revenue crown as AI booms. Nikkei Asia. Nvidia is set to become the new revenue leader in the semiconductor industry, overtaking Intel and Samsung, driven by the increasing importance of graphics processing units, GPUs, in artificial intelligence. Analyst estimates suggest Nvidia's revenue for the fiscal year ending January 2024 will reach $58.8 billion, double the previous year, while Samsung's semiconductor division revenue for the year ending December 2023 is expected to be $49 billion, a 34% decline from the previous year. Intel's revenue is forecast to fall 14% to $53.9 billion. Nvidia's success has come as it has cornered the market in AI computing power through GPUs. How Russian and Chinese interference could affect the 2024 US election. The Sydney Morning Herald. The US government is preparing for its adversaries to intensify efforts to influence American voters next year. Russia has huge stakes in the presidential election. China seems poised to back a more aggressive campaign. Other countries, like Iran, might again try to sow division in the United States. With Republican opposition to Ukraine funding growing, officials believe that Moscow is likely to try to interfere even more in 2024. The report suggests that Chinese leaders viewed the 2022 election as a chance to portray the US model as chaotic. Real wolf warriors? China punches up private forces to guard overseas interests. South China Morning Post. China is increasingly turning to private security firms to protect its interests abroad, particularly in regions where Chinese companies are heavily invested, such as Africa. The China-Africa Business Council and the China Institutes of Contemporary International Relations recently held a seminar calling for Chinese security firms to become more internationalized and localized, and to provide tailor-made security solutions for different industries and countries. China has set up around 47,000 overseas firms across 190 countries or regions, mainly in energy, mining, infrastructure construction, and manufacturing sectors. With the increasing risks faced by Chinese investors abroad, such as the Ukraine war and the Israel-Gaza war, private security firms are being relied on to protect Chinese interests and ensure the safety of personnel and assets. The Chinese government is encouraging companies to strengthen their knowledge and ability to assess risks before investing overseas. The need for private security firms is particularly evident in high-risk regions where Chinese projects are located, such as war-torn South Sudan. However, the development of China's private security sector still has a long way to go, and Chinese firms are currently unable to carry firearms weapons due to domestic regulations. Chinese private security firms are also relatively small compared to their Western counterparts and often have historical ties with the military or police forces. Giant squid, anesthesia and pet slime, podcasts for fans of science and nature. ABC. The Australian Broadcasting Corporation, ABC, has compiled a list of 13 podcast episodes that cover a range of scientific topics. The episodes feature interviews with scientists and experts who discuss subjects such as deep-sea bioluminescence, filming wildlife, the effects of anesthesia on the brain, the study of prehistoric sharks, the behavior of dogs, the power and perils of AI, the study of fungi, the behavior of slime molds, the discovery of new hominid species, the conservation of the pig-nosed turtle, and the history and science of stuttering. Why album cover art is still important in the age of music streaming. ABC. The rise of streaming services and digital downloads has caused a decline in physical album sales, reducing the impact and importance of album art. However, vinyl records have seen a resurgence, with sales increasing 23% in 2022, providing a larger canvas for artists to work with. Physical album sales are still an important income source for musicians, as they can sell their music and merchandise at live shows. The article features iconic Australian album covers, such as AC/DC's TNT and Goanna's Spirit of Place, which captured the spirit of the music and the country. Can you solve this word puzzle? The 13-year-old mystery took one-person minutes to unravel. ABC. A collection of red letters made of tin, discovered in a museum in northern New South Wales, has been identified as the sign from an ambulance station. The letters were found in a box with no label or tag and had puzzled museum curator Erica Taylor for 13 years. She resorted to online platforms and received help from the public through social media, with Mick Bambury solving the anagram. The letters were discovered to have come from the Tweed District Ambulance Service, which was established in 1931. Elon Musk promised an anti-woke chatbot. It's not going as planned. Washington Post. Elon Musk's artificial intelligence, AI, chatbot, Grok, has been criticized by the political right for providing liberal answers to questions about diversity programs and transgender rights. Musk's intention was for Grok to be unfiltered and anti-woke, but the chatbot has so far failed to meet this objective. Musk responded to the complaints, stating that Grok will get better and that the internet is overrun with woke nonsense. He has been open about his desire to create a maximum truth-seeking AI that may offend people, but it appears those most offended by Grok are right-wing users. A year after ChatGPT launched, its real legacy is beyond technology. The Toronto Star. 1 year after the release of ChatGPT, the groundbreaking AI technology has had a significant impact on the industry. With 100 million active users within 2 months of launching, ChatGPT has democratized AI and brought it to the fingertips of consumers. While the full impact of ChatGPT has yet to be realized, it has already shown promise in increasing productivity, improving the quality of work, and enhancing human creativity. In the future, as AI technology continues to evolve, it has the potential to revolutionize industries and transform the world as we know it. Scientists developing AI test to detect autism in 10 minutes. The Sydney Morning Herald. Researchers from the University of South Australia and Flinders University have developed an artificial intelligence (AI) tool capable of screening for autism in children in under 10 minutes. The non-invasive test measures the retina's electrical activity, which is then analyzed using AI. The test was successful at detecting autism in children at the higher end of the spectrum and could become more precise with further training of the AI tool. The researchers hope that the AI tool could be used as a pre-screening method, alongside regular psychometric testing, to speed up diagnosis and intervention. Tesla recalls over 120,000 cars over door risks. CNN. Tesla is recalling over 120,000 vehicles due to a defect that could cause unlocked doors to open during a crash, increasing the risk of injury. The recall affects some 2021 to 2023 Model S and X vehicles in the US. Tesla has released an over-the-air software update to fix the issue and will send notification letters to owners by February 17. Last week, Tesla recalled almost all of its 2 million vehicles in the US to limit the use of its autopilot feature following a 2-year safety probe. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration found the feature gave drivers a false sense of security and could be misused. If you want to be successful at work, this expert says you should learn to use AI. CBC. Artificial intelligence, AI, is already revolutionizing the workplace, according to Jimmy Lin, co-director of the Artificial Intelligence Institute at the University of Waterloo. In an interview with CBC Kitchener-Waterloo's The Morning Edition, Lin said it is important to understand AI applications like language model ChatGPT so as to remain relevant in the workforce. He added that prompt engineering, the ability to input instructions effectively, is important for getting the most out of large language models and that people should be encouraged to try the technology. Disinformation generated by AI is one of the downsides of the technology, Lin added. How China and Cold War II are upending the international order. Bloomberg. China's growing influence on the international stage is challenging the institutional architecture that was established in the aftermath of World War II. The country is seeking to reshape and undermine existing international organizations, such as the World Trade Organization and the United Nations, in order to align them with its own priorities and values. China's state-led development model, which includes massive subsidies, low labor costs, and an artificially low exchange rate, has fundamentally undermined the WTO and led to a sense of unfairness in the US and elsewhere. China's penchant for secrecy and lack of transparency also weakened the World Health Organization during the COVID-19 pandemic. China is also establishing its own parallel architecture, such as the Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank and various forums related to its Belt and Road Initiative, which allows it to set the global agenda in its desired direction. The West is losing the competition for global governance to some extent as China's influence grows. If Donald Trump were to win the US presidential election in 2024, China's impact on the global system would be even greater. Spoken word, the readers who bring the day's headlines to people with visual disabilities. The Globe and Mail. Accessible Media Incorporated, AMI, has been reading out the daily news from the Globe and Mail newspaper on its flagship show The Globe and Mail Today since 1990. The show is aimed at the approximately 3% of Canadians who are blind or partially sighted and offers a way to catch up on the day's major headlines without having to navigate an assistive device or commit to the fast-paced delivery of radio and broadcast news. Roughly 9 stories are covered in an hour-long show with hosts Corinne Van Dusen and Mike Ross. The show comes together quickly. Ms. Van Dusen spends half an hour every morning picking from the Globe's top stories, many of which go live between 4 a.m. and 6 a.m. Mr. Ross prefers to select his the night before, so he often gets first crack at the opinion pieces. That's just my competitive nature, he jokes, reports the Globe and Mail. Putin shows no willingness to negotiate, says German ambassador to Russia. Yahoo! German ambassador to Russia Alexander Graf Lambsdorff has said there is no indication Russian President Vladimir Putin will change his position on Ukraine following presidential elections in March 2024. Lambsdorff also supports the EU strengthening sanctions against Russia, but warned that the measures would not have an immediate impact. The ambassador's comments follow a report in German newspaper Bild claiming Russia is formulating a medium-term war plan to continue combat operations in Ukraine for another 3 years. That's it for today's news. 2023 has been a thrilling year for artificial intelligence, with the rise of generative AI models like ChatGPT and the increasing importance of GPUs in AI computing. Nvidia is set to become the new revenue leader in the semiconductor industry, while the US government is preparing for potential interference in the 2024 election from Russia, China, and other countries. China is turning to private security firms to protect its interests abroad, and podcasts are providing engaging content on science and nature. We also learned about the importance of album cover art, solved a 13-year-old mystery, and explored the challenges and potential of AI. And let's not forget about the ongoing tensions between China and the West, as China seeks to reshape the international order. It's been an action-packed year, and I can't wait to see what 2024 has in store for us. As we reflect on these news stories, it's clear that AI continues to capture the public's interest and drive innovation in various industries. From the impact of ChatGPT in democratizing AI to the development of AI tools for autism diagnosis, we are witnessing the transformative power of AI in improving productivity, enhancing creativity, and addressing complex challenges. However, we must also be mindful of the potential risks and ethical considerations associated with AI. It's crucial for regulators, policymakers, and researchers to work together in ensuring the responsible and safe development of AI technologies. What are your thoughts on these news stories? Do you have any questions or opinions about AI, international relations, or any other topic? I'd love to hear from you. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.